Care of Your Body Because That Is the Only Place You Have to Live In by Jim Rohn. I'm pretty sure you guys agree with this quote, because if you don't, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be here with me. So that is awesome. It's good to keep healthy, active lifestyle for you and for the people around you. And I'm so happy that you're here with me. Welcome to your education number 4. We're going to talk about so much important stuff today, so make sure you stay focused like every single time and enjoy it. Alright guys, I'm starting this education number 4 with this quote by Jim Rohn that says, take care of your body because it is the only place you have to live in. And if you think about it this way, it really helps you when you have some cravings, or when you are maybe not being, when you're maybe not behaving the best towards your body, because if you think about your body as a home you have to live in, and there's no way you can change it in this life, then definitely puts things into a different perspective. So in this education number 4, we will be talking about one really important thing. But first, let's just review something we talked about a little bit earlier, and that is, how do our bodies work? So we did mention that our bodies are made of millions and millions of cells, and because of that our body demands over 100 different nutrients every single day, so it can actually feed those cells and give those cells energy. So the food we eat gives us the energy and nutrients for regeneration of the cells and tissues in our body. And how does that actually happen? Right, we do eat food during the day. We eat fat, carbs, protein, all the nutrients we already talked about, and we intake that food during the day, which is actually then transferred into energy in our bodies. But what happens after? So when we go to bed, nutrients are actually regenerating our cells and our tissues during the night. So we all know how sleep is very important for our bodies in order to work properly. So one thing that is happening during the night is that our cells and tissues are being regenerated with all those nutrients we took during the day. And then the question that arises is, what actually happens in the morning, and what do our bodies need in the morning? Our bodies wake up and then they need nutrients in order to work properly. But what actually happens is that most of the people crave for carbs, or maybe some other type of the meal that's not balanced. So the question I will have for you is, what did you have for breakfast? And that question is really important. Ask some of your friends or colleagues that are around you, because I'm really curious to find that out. You can even let me know after, but basically how you start your day will define the rest of your day, and you have to be honest with me, and I think you would agree with me to say that how we actually end our days also determines our life. So when I did ask you, maybe you had a chance to ask somebody or think about it, these are some typical meals people have for breakfast all over the world. Actually, with globalization now, food is pretty similar in all the places. Most of the breakfast meals are based on carbs. Of course, there's some better examples of having fruits and cereals and stuff like that, but this is what most of the people have. And what actually happens in our bodies in the morning? Yes, we mentioned that our bodies need nutrients in order to work properly, that our body regenerates during the night with all those nutrients we took during the day, but what's happening in the morning? This is really the most important part of our lessons, and if you understand this, then everything will make sense, and this whole education
will have the point. So let's look at a graph that is in the upper part of this slide. So we can see that in the morning, this is an example of a person who will eat a carb-based meal for breakfast or unbalanced breakfast. And once that happens, we can see that sugar level, you see the line of sugar level actually goes higher than normal blood sugar level, which is in this green zone. Of course, you can assume that we want our blood sugar level to be in the normal level during the whole day. So once we have a meal that's based on carbs or it's not balanced properly, our sugar level goes up. And what is following that high sugar level is high insulin level, which is then bringing our sugar level not to normal, but actually below normal blood sugar level. And then we can see that red zone where you can see the word hunger. Yes, that's the moment during the morning around 10, 11, 12, depending on your routine and when you got up, where most of the people crave sweets or coffee or feel tired, and you're wondering what is going on. I just got up and I'm already tired. Is this normal? And then at that point, people usually take the thing they're craving, which is a sweet, a dessert, or a snack that is maybe not the healthiest. And even if it is, it will bring our sugar level higher than normal blood sugar level again, because we were under the normal blood sugar level to begin with. Then the insulin level goes up as well, brings us to the same situation, which is when we crave desserts after lunch, or maybe have bigger lunch than we should, bigger dinner. All depends on your routine, but you can see the pattern that is happening. Once we have something that's not balanced or carb based in the morning, first thing in the morning after getting up, it will raise our sugar level up, and that creates the whole confusion for our bodies, because we can't get to normal blood sugar level during the day. And if we're not in the normal blood sugar level, what is actually happening? You can see that yellow zone. In that yellow zone, we are actually storing fat. And in that red zone where we're hungry, we are losing muscle. And you remember the education we had about body composition. It is really important to have the proper composition of body fat and muscle in our bodies in order for our bodies to work properly. Let's just look at the graph that is in the that is below the graph I just talked about. You can see that they're pretty similar. And if you understood the first one, it will definitely be easy to understand the second one. And I hope I explained it into detail and slowly so you can understand it, because it's really important. The second graph is actually explaining the same situation, but only starting differently. So in the first graph, we have a situation where a person eats a carb-based or unbalanced meal right away after getting up, which means in the first hour of getting up, right in the morning. And then on the second graph, we have a person that is not eating for a couple of hours since getting up, which leads us first to blood sugar level that is below normal blood sugar level, and then to the sugar level that is higher than normal. Same with insulin level. So we can see that at this graph, we actually first go to that hunger zone where we lose muscle, and then we go to that zone where we feel awesome and great. Oh yes, I had that meal, or you had that dessert and it feels great, but actually only for a little bit, because you're about to drop down to the blood sugar level below normal. And in that moment, when we do feel great, our bodies are actually storing fat. So hopefully I was able to explain this properly because it's really important to understand these fluctuations during the day. The most important thing to understand is that if we do not start the day how we are supposed to, no matter what we do during the day, no matter what we eat during the day, if it's not started the right way, it can't be right throughout the day, and we can't have our sugar level in that normal green zone we want. So for the first meal in the morning, yes, it's important to have a lot of nutritional value. It's not the most important thing are not calories, of course, but here you can see the number of calories and the percentage of daily necessary nutrients, which would be the nutritional value of that food. And you can see that some of the most typical breakfasts have only that much percentage of nutritional value and not more. And yes, once we have poor breakfast, the rest of the nutrition throughout the day is the result of that. So if we do not start it the right way, we will be craving these bad choices throughout the day, just because our blood sugar level is messing with us, and we do not want that. The bright side of all of this is that we can improve the situation by starting the day the right way with ideal breakfast. And what would ideal breakfast have, and what are its characteristics? Number one, it gives our bodies all necessary nutrients. So not just some, but all necessary nutrients we need for our cells in order to work the proper way. Then it also gives us energy. It provides us with water, and it maintains normal level of blood sugar, which we can see at this graph that this green line is staying, that this sugar level and insulin level lines are staying in the green zone throughout the whole time. So basically, ideal breakfast helps avoid dependence on carbohydrates during the day, and then in this way our appetite stays under control, cravings for carbohydrates diminish, and the body actually uses its own stored fats to get more energy, and in this way our bodies are actually functioning properly. So basically, the summary for this would be that yes, human body is made of around 1 trillion cells, and every morning human cells need different nutrients. Number two, the breakfast is important meal of the day, and from it depends whether we are going to gain weight or not. And yes, breakfast needs to be full of nutrients, low calorie, based on proteins and complex carbohydrates, and it needs to provide us with water, and it needs to provide a normal blood sugar level for our bodies. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you took some good notes.
Like I told you, so much important stuff today. I'm sure you're happy with all the information you got, so make sure it layers down like it's supposed to be layered down, because tomorrow you're going to find a lot more stuff as well, because we're going to be listening to education number 5. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.